Hi there, everybody. My name is Tim Lee. I'm the Executive Director for the Texas Retired Teachers Association, and we're starting a series called Candid Conversations. And our very first guest for this is my very good friend, Drew Darby, who's a state representative here in Texas. We're so happy to have Representative Darby here to talk to us. And we're going to get into a number of different ideas, but welcome to our new program. And welcome to you, Chairman Darby.
Well,
thank you so much for being here.
It's always good to be with you and be with my Retired Teachers Association. So very critical to the success of this state and for the future of this state. So it's always good to be with you.
Well, we're so excited. I mean, as I said, this is our first conversation with this new series, and I just love the fact that we are able to start this with you. We're here in special session. It's the end of July. Knowing that you filed a bill for a cost of living raise for our retirees in the special. We'll get to that in just a minute, but we'd like to start with some other questions first. So
please go. So
you've been doing this for a little bit now?
I have. I think I'm enjoying my 8th session, which is about 16 years, and so we're committed to try it again. So when I think about retired teachers, I think about the effect that they have had on my life and the life of my family. And it's an obligation that we all have to honor our promises to those folks who have invested their lives in the future of this state. And so I think back in my life and I recall the wonderful teachers that had and tried to educate me. Sometimes I listened to them and sometimes I didn't, but in the end, they were able to have a direct and important influence on shaping my life and my view of this world. Yeah.
So you file bills, do you think about these folks? Because you file bills on retired teacher stuff a lot.
Absolutely. I consider that to be my number one reason for running for this office is to protect the public education system, which I think is the backbone for this state.
So when you think about teachers, for example, obviously with schools and the buildings themselves, we've got to have people who want to be in education at all levels. And for TRS, our TRS is different than a lot of other states because we have all school employees, superintendents, classroom teachers, support personnel. A lot of community. Cafeteria, absolutely. I mean, the school district may be one of the largest employers in a lot of legislative districts.
They are. Let me tell you, I represent 9 counties. Mm-hmm. And in each one of those counties, the school districts are, if not the largest, they're the second largest.
So making that investment, attracting people to this field, it's not just the pay. Because everybody says you don't go into education to be rich. But at the same time, it's a calling. But we do have a great teacher retirement system.
Well, part of it is exactly that, Tim. Part of it is certainly what they make on a weekly or monthly basis, annual basis. But part of it is the prospect of how am I going to take care of the years after I've invested my time and treasure in this profession, and it is a profession and a calling. How am I going to be able to cope with the expenses of the world in my retirement years? And so it's a two-pronged approach. Not only do we have to protect our investment in teachers today, but we have to protect their futures. And so I consider that to be our first and foremost priorities when it comes to how we invest in public education and the infrastructure that is public education.
So I noticed here on your desk, you've got some letters, and they look a lot like these red letters that retirees send in. So what do you think? How valuable are these to you during session?
Let me tell you, Tim, and I've said this when asked the question throughout the district, what's the best way to communicate with your elected representatives?
Yep.
And I will tell you that certainly from my perspective and a lot of legislators' perspective, we see form letters from time to time from organizations, and all they do is print it out and sign a name to it. or they may have an association that simply has a form letter and then everybody signs their name to it.
Yeah.
We read those and we categorize those, and our staff puts those in our constituent services program. But does it ultimately, do I get to see that? I may see one letter, but I don't see every name on that.
Yeah.
But when you take the time to write a letter, even though it's on the same colored paper, each one of these letters are handwritten. Each one of those are folks that took the time to tell me what's in their heart about an issue. If they're going to take the time to do that, then I'm going to darn well take the time to read it.
Our folks definitely need help. They saw all the things that you just talked about in this session, and they look ahead and they think, is it really worth it? You know, are we really making a difference down here? And so what I hear you saying is, don't give up.
Don't give up. If we have a byline for our conversation this morning, it would be don't give up.
Yeah. Well, everybody, I hope that you've enjoyed our conversation today with Drew Darby, my friend, and we're excited to bring you more of these and really look forward to your feedback and your comments. We hope that you do like and subscribe this video, and if you're watching us on Facebook, we hope that you leave some comments so that we can know if this is providing the kind of material that you want to know. And as we talked about, our byline for today is don't give up. We will never give up. We will always fight to protect the teacher retirement system of Texas and help our retired school employees and win for you because y'all deserve it. So thank you so much. We'll see you next time.